In the last video, my mate Becky came in and sung a great vocal over this track, and we looked at some tips and techniques on how you can make that vocal sound huge. Well, one thing we haven't done yet is actually record a real instrument. So in this video, I'm going to use this guitar going through this fantastic little bad boy here. It's a Yamaha THR-10C, which is also an interface. So I'm going to plug this interface into Cubase and use the tone from this amplifier to record a guitar track over what we've already got. And then we're going to look at a couple of techniques that you can use just to use the guitar to widen your track. Let's check it out. You're calling out to me, reaching out to me. Before we record audio, let's do a quick check and make sure we've got the right hardware selected. So we go Studio, Studio Setup, and now I'm making sure that I've got the THR-10C because this is what I'm using to record with. This particular interface has two stereo inputs coming into Cubase, which is pretty cool. The first stereo input is the affected signal coming out of the guitar amp. The second one is a clean DI, and I'm going to record both of them just in case I want to add my own effects inside of Cubase. Next up, I'm making sure my inputs are set to the right channels. If I have my audio device set up correctly, at this point in time, I should be able to check the level and see it in the mix console down in the bottom left-hand side on those two red channels. It is, of course, important to make sure that you're in tune. It is also important to make sure that your levels are right. And like the Steinberg UR22 Mark II, this THR amplifier has a balance, so I can change the balance between what I'm recording and what I'm hearing back from Cubase. I'm just feeling my way around a couple of parts here, so I want to set up a cycle point. Now, cycle point is the left and right locators, and as I move them, Cubase will cycle backwards and forwards between these locators and just give me time to just keep recording over and over again. Waiting for the day to pass, can't get it out of my head. Time just now it's just a matter of doing a take and trying to find a part that actually works. And I don't feel anything without your love. You don't need to see me do a whole entire take, so see what happens when it gets to the end. It goes back to the start again. And now this is the second take that we're doing, so it's hands-free. We don't need to hit stop and hit record again. And now I can figure that part out and hopefully play it better than I did the time before. When you feel like you've got a half-decent take or even a few different parts that might work, hit stop and go back to the software and take a look at it. If your gain's a little on the low side, you can change the clip gain by clicking in the middle on the handle at the top and dragging it up and down. If you've recorded it too hot, there's not a whole lot you can do about that other than re-record it. One thing I do have to say about this amplifier is it's got a really cool editor. So once I've got a sound that I'm happy with, I can save that inside the editor and recall it next time I want to use that sound itself inside of Cubase, or recall it even if I change the settings. I can edit the start and end points of these tracks that I've recorded, and you can see that I can edit multiple audio parts at once. It's a great idea to get into the habit of naming your tracks properly once you've finished recording, so I'm just double clicking on it to give it a name. Now I'm going back through and listening to what I recorded to see if there was anything that I recorded that was half decent. Now, I'm not really a guitar player, so one of the cool things about Cubase is the fact that I can record it over and over and over again, and I can choose and see different takes that I've recorded. So you can see here I did 3 recordings, and now I'm selecting take 2. I've layered the guitar part here in much the same way as I did with the vocals, so again we can create a sense of space by panning different guitar parts to the left or the right. You can do that in this tab, or you can go down and you can also adjust the level and the pan in the fader tab. Now I can solo the parts to hear them on their own. I also recorded that clean DI part, so if I select that track and leave it in the center, I can go up to Inserts and I can select the amp simulator effect that comes with Cubase. And I can use this amp simulator effect to actually add my own guitar amp simulations over the top of the track. It's just a matter of finding a sound that works for you. One of the cool things about recording this way is we're blending and mixing sounds, so we've got plenty of options come the mix stage. Cubase comes packed full of presets, and I'm right mouse clicking on a track and saying load track preset. It doesn't matter what we've recorded, we could go and find something that suits our purpose. In this case, I've recorded a guitar, so I'm looking for an electric guitar preset. Loading a track plugin won't necessarily just load one plugin. You can see this time it's added 3, and it's a really interesting sound. It actually works pretty well for this track. It's just a matter of getting the level right. The other thing we can do is edit parts. So the best thing about a DAW is you don't need to play something through and get it right 100% for the whole entire take. So I can chop this into parts, and I can still now go down to that little handle in the middle, and I can choose the best bits from each take that I recorded previously. Thanks for stopping by. Please like the video if you've learnt something. Stop by, leave us comments, let us know how you're getting on with Cubase, and subscribe to our channels for plenty more videos just like this. I'll catch you in the next video.
So